Hey Basement Collective, just a quick update before you watch this video. I want to say we are back. We are back in the full swing of things. My voice is 100% healed. Irvin is back on board. We are back. So today you're going to see a 40k battle report. Now a couple of these videos you're going to see are recorded maybe last month or the month before. What is going to happen is going for every Monday. So today you're going to see a Warhammer 40k battle report. It might be a campaign like you see today with Chris, or it might be something different. Every Wednesday is going to be a random video. Now, it's going to be half of the time it's going to be an Age of Sigmar battle report, and another half of the time it's going to be, I don't know, maybe unboxing, something of that sort. It's a random video. And then every Friday is going to be an X-Wing battle report. Now, we're new to X-Wing, so we're going to try and get some good quality battle reports for you. But certainly, once you start to see them, let us know what we could do to improve the quality of them. But anyways, guys, go ahead. Continue watching this video. It's a great game with Irvin and Chris. Say hi, Irvin. Thumbs up. And thank you for being a Basement Collective supporter. Certainly, if you have any questions for us, you want to see additional content, let us know. But thank you guys for watching and enjoy the battle.
The battle for Antares is raging on. It is far too early to tell who is winning. More demons and the traitor brethren continue to spill out from the Gargantuan warp rift. With equal casualties on each side comes a maximum amount of carnage to feed the forces of chaos. As more demons spill forth, the resolve of the Imperial defenders is strengthened in the face of the first true threat. The battle has moved out of the cargo stores and spilled into the Imperial cities and strongholds. The scale of the battle has grown to massive proportions, and forces are now spilling into the contested city of Gorgon 4 from every side. With units hiding in buildings and spilling in from unpredictable locations, drop pods falling from the sky, demons summoning in, and reinforcements being beamed in from faraway location, the battle has become close and bloody, and only the most tactical warlords will be able to steer the battle in their favor. What will prevail, honor or malice? Only the changing tides of battle can tell.
Hey Basement Collective, Irvin and Chris here for game 2 in the campaign we're doing, the mini-series campaign. So last game we bumped off of each other in the, I guess you call it the loading docks and whatnot. The fluff was at the beginning of the game. So this round, it's round 2, 2,000 points. We are doing a bit different, actually a lot of different, you've probably never seen a game like this. So just to go over a few things, so this is what our table looks like. Everything counts as ruined. There's no line of sight blocking on this table, just for future rounds, so you can see everything through everything. I know a lot of people don't like that, but that's what we're playing with. So no line of sight blocking. Everything does count as ruins. So the game we're playing 2,000 points each. And the way deployment's going to work is actually we're going to roll off. Every person deploys 3 units at the beginning of each turn. Sorry,
at the
my
beginning of
apologies.
the game, we're each going to deploy 3 units. We're going to deploy 1 and then 1 and 1 and 1 like the old fantasy way. And then every single unit in the game outside of those 3 is going to be in reserves, and we don't know what each other brought in the list, and they all have infiltrate and deep strike.
Exactly. So in deployment, there's no you can just deploy wherever you want as long as you're an inch away from an opponent's model. So you have to have the coherency rules when it comes to your opponent's models.
Well, you still have to follow infiltrating rules.
Yeah, infiltrating rules and everything like that. But other than that, I mean, 18 inches away. So the fluff for this campaign is we're in the middle of a city right now, and we don't know where anybody is, and everybody's just popping up everywhere and looking at everybody. So that's exactly what's going on. So we have the 3 units deployed each at the beginning of the game. So unfortunately, there won't be an army showcase due to we don't want to tell each other armies.
Or
but
we can film one after and then just throw it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Once we know everything.
Yeah, we can do that. That's a good idea. We'll film one after and throw it at the beginning of the movie to see exactly what's going on here. But this is what the game is now. Each of these big buildings, just 1, 2, 3. That back one, 4, 5, and 6. These actually are the objectives of the game. We're playing a Maelstrom, 3 cards per game. You can discard 3 cards per turn. And you can discard 1 at the end of every turn. Now, each of these runes, the whole rune counts as an objective, but there is none of this 3 inches away from it. You have to be in the rune to get the objective. So, but the whole building itself counts as the objective. Now, there are specific rules for each of them. So, we will go ahead and... So, each building has special terrain, so I'll just read them off to you guys, and then we'll tell you which one is each. So we have 1 Infernal Wreck. This piece of terrain becomes dangerous terrain. When affected by this terrain, have the Soul Blaze special rule. Models entirely inside of this terrain gain a feeling of pain 6+. Towering Monolith. Models assaulting out of this ruin may assault zooming, swooping flyers that are within their charge range. That's interesting. Flyers with a transport capacity may disembark passengers onto this building without entering hover mode. Warp alter. Models entirely within this building add +1 to an invulnerable save to a maximum of 3+. Models without an invulnerable save gain 6+ save. Defensive battlement. This building has a quad emplacement placed at the highest point possible, and that's obviously fired by whoever's closest. You have to be, I think, 2 inches with it to fire even emplacement. Yeah. A psychic beacon. Models inside this building do not suffer perils of the warp. All models in this building can gain the adamantium special will and rage. Tainted slaughter station of blood gore.
I had a Khorne one.
All the models in this building gain the hatred special rule. So just to go over what the building numbers is, there's 5 right there. There is 3, 6, 1, 2, and 4. So that is what it's. Also, we do have the table at the end of the last game. We said we would have a table you can choose on, and if you won, you got 2. If you lost, you got 1. We both tied, so we both got 2 there. It was a really close game. So, well, the exact table is not this, but one of the options on the table is you can add 100 points of fast attack, and it adds an additional slot and things like that. So I chose that one. And Chris, what did you choose?
I got 50 more points of HQ, and I get an extra warlord trait.
Awesome. So that is what he's running, and that's what I'm running. So I got an extra 100 points of fast attack. Chris got an extra 50 points of HQ and warlord trait. That's the table. That's the mission. We will roll off, deploy our 3 units, and we'll be back. After deployment, we did warlord traits. My warlord trait, I got outflank, which every unit automatically has in this game, outflank and infiltrate. So that's whatever. And Chris's 2 warlord traits. One was everything within 12 gets to reroll failed charges of his warlord, and the other one, his warlord gets an additional attack, was his other warlord trait. So I didn't win the roll to deploy first. So again, we were deploying as infiltrators, basically. So I deployed my first unit. I am using a Night Lancer, so I put the Night Lancer in objective 3, and this is the objective that gave you a +1 additional. Chris then deployed a unit of cultists on objective 6, and this is the one where he gets the Khorne one, where he gets hatred. I then deployed Murderfang in objective 1. That's just the Feel No Pain Dangerous Terrain one. It really doesn't matter. And Chris then deployed his first D-Thirster on the one that gets a quad gun. I then deployed my land speeders over there, and that deployment, and that one is 2.
Yep.
And what does 2 do again? Oh, 2 allows me, I think that one allows you to assault flyers.
Yep.
Which really doesn't matter. And Chris deployed his second D-Thirster in objective 5, and that one is the one for psychics, again, which really doesn't matter. So that is what's going on. We are going to roll for reserves turn 1, because waiting to turn 2 would be quite silly. So I will be going first. Nobody can assault on turn 1. Assaulting starts turn 2. So we'll be back at the end of Space Wolves turn 1. Actually, you know what? Let me draw my cards first. Okay, so I'm going to draw my objective cards, but we forgot to mention, for Deep Strike in turn 1, the way we're playing this is actually you can choose if you want to bring something in, you can roll for it. It doesn't need to come in. The second thing is if it's using like the regular Deep Strike rules and not the Infiltrate rules, either if it's a Deep Striker or a Flyer or something that normally comes with reserves and you want to bring it through normal reserves, that has to be turn 2. But turn 1, you can infiltrate whatever you want, coming in through infiltrate. So would
you still have to roll for it, though.
Yeah, you still have to roll for it. And would there be scattering or no?
Not for infiltrating.
Yeah. So if you're infiltrating coming in from reserves from infiltrating, you don't have to roll for it. Well, you have to roll for it, but that doesn't scatter. But if you want to bring in through regular reserves, you have to roll for it turn 2. So my 3 cards, and again, I do apologize, guys, if this is a bit confusing, because this is also confusing for us. We wanted to try a different game in this campaign, but behind enemy lines. Okay, so another rule we're playing with for the point of this game is for behind enemy lines, and because there is technically no table side, because we're deploying randomly throughout the table, we're infiltrating everything, we will roll a dice, and that die is what's going to consider the table edge for that specific card.
So say high it's that side, low it's this side.
So, well, there's 4 sides.
No, we're going to play it like normal table.
Okay, so high, that's Chris's side, and low, this is my side. So, high, so I have to get a model within that enemy, which I already have, so it's good for me.
But don't there have to be none of mine?
No, that's hold the line.
Yeah.
Behind enemy lines, secure objective 1. Now, objective 1 is right by Murderfang, which has already given me the first objective. And objective 4, which is that D-Thirster over there on the quad support. So, another thing is, there is Slay the Warlord, but there is no Line Breaker or First Blood in this mission. So that is what's going on. We'll be back at the end of Space Wolves turn 1. Okay, and this game was sponsored by Coca-Cola. Taste that. No, I'm just joking. So at the end of Space Wolves turn 1, what happened was I did choose to bring, rolled for 4 units. My 3 squads of Thunderwolves, one of the squad at the HQ, so 2 squads, one at the HQ came in. And I also took a White Scar detachment, allied detachment for this game, just because why not? There's also another Space Marine present on planet Antares. So I tried to roll for my command squad, and unfortunately they did not come in. So those guys did infiltrate and they moved up because, yeah, that's what happened there. Other than that, my knight took some shots at the D Thirster right there. Managed to do one wound to it. And my 2 land speeders shot at the cultists up here, killed 5 of them, and the other 3 ran away. Oh, you know what? I forgot to fire my heavy bolter, so let me do that. We have to fire the heavy bolters at those cultists too. So hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s. You have 3 more saves to make, Chris.
On cultists?
Yeah. He did go to ground, so they were at a
3-up cover.
3-up cover save, so one more dice. So he has 2 cultists left there, so that was that. So that's the end of Space Wolves turn 1. We go into Khorne turn 1, and what are your cards?
I don't have them out.
Okay, we'll be right back with that. Khorne turn 1 cards.
Khorne cares not if anything is destroyed in my turn.
Yeah.
No prisoners, destroy a unit.
Yeah.
Blood and Guts, destroy an enemy unit in assault.
So that won't be happening this turn. I also forgot to mention, I did score objective 1 for having the murder fire right there, and behind enemy lines for the land speeders over there. So I'm gonna drop the objective 4, and I'll keep these 2, and I scored 2 points. So we'll be back at the end of Khorne Demonkin turn 1. And at the end of Khorne Demonkin turn 1, so what happened was Chris rolled for 2 squads of cultists. 1 came in right here. The other came in on that over there. Other than that, his Brass Scorpion came in. That's his big guy, one of his big things he took. And landed right there, and the Brass Scorpion did manage to kill the Murderfang with shooting. Other than that, his 2 Demon Princes ran away, and not much else happened. So we'll go into Space Wolves. He did score 2 points. He did score Khorne Cares Not, and
no prisoners.
No prisoners. Are you going to keep your other one, Blood and Guts?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So going to Space Wolves turn 2 cards. We have Blood and Guts. Secure objective 6. Now 6 is right here. And the Heroes of Fenris. I have to fight in a challenge. So score a victory point in a turn if at least one of your characters issued or fought in a challenge. So we'll be back at the end of Space Wolves turn 3. 2. At the end of Space Wolves turn 2, what happened is my 3rd squad of Thunderwolves came on. They're actually not there. They're on the 2nd level of here because they moved and they ran, and these guys got shot at by the land speeders and only killed a few, and they passed their leadership test. So those guys are actually on the 2nd level of this ruin. Other than that, these guys came in and managed to kill the D-Thirster right there, the command squad with the 5 grab guns. These guys also came in and just ran because he killed the D-Thirster. He shot at nothing because he was out of range, so he just ran towards the Brass Scorpion. And these guys were set up a charge for the Bloodthirster, but unfortunately Bloodthirster died. Well, I guess not unfortunately, but these guys then attempted to attend his charge over there and failed. Which means I scored a total of 0 points this turn. So I'm going to keep everything except the Heroes of Fenris. I'm going to toss that. So we'll be back at the end. Actually, no, you know what? We'll do Khorne Demonkin turn 2 cards. So you have Blood and Guts still.
Yep. Assassinate, kill character.
Okay.
Can't get Harness the Warp.
Nope.
Can't get Demolitions.
Nope.
Blood God Scorn. Make a falling back unit go away or kill a Psyker, blah blah blah.
So here's a falling back unit right here.
I think it's enemy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, enemy unit.
No problem at all. So we'll be back at the end of Khorne Demonkin turn 2. Chris, the end of Khorne Demonkin turn 2. Could add some better rules. So what came down for Chris is his 1 Bloodthirster did come down. Other than that, that's all that came down. So he has a few more things to reserve. And So these guys and these guys shot at the Thunderbolts, didn't do anything there as expected. One of the things that whiffed for Chris is his Helldrake came in. Oh, this is another thing that came in, and he tried for a second Helldrake, which didn't come in. His Helldrake flamed there, and Khorne was a total badass and passed 5 out of 6 saves, so nobody else died there. And yeah, so that Helldrake just moved close over there. The interesting part of this turn was this. The Brass Scorpion came in, unloaded all the shots onto the wolves. He killed 1 wolf only. And he then charged a big squad of wolves, and unfortunately, he only killed 1 guy in combat. So those guys are locked in combat with his guy, and I did manage to do 2 glances to him. The Bloodthirster came out, shot at these wolves. Those wolves didn't do anything and could not make a charge because there's not enough room to do it. So, Chris, do you score any points?
Nope.
You're tossing the 1 Khorne.
Khorne cares not. Or Blood
Nope.
God's scoring.
Blood God's scoring. Okay, sweet. So going into Space Wolves turn 3, I got Secure Objective 6. I got Blood and Guts. And I have Harness the Warp, which I cannot score. Hungry for Glory, which is issue a challenge. Fight in the challenge. So we will be back at the end of Space Wolves turn 3. So at the end of Space Wolves turn 3, I'd say a fairly good turn for me. So we'll go through what happened here. I still have a 1 squad in reserve I chose not to bring in. But the 2 bike squads moved up in firing position for the 1 Demon Prince that was right there, and we did manage to kill it in shooting, so that was good. Over here, my Night Lantern made into the back of the Scorpion. I rolled all hits, which is really good, and then I rolled 2 6s. We are playing with ITC rules, so those 6s only did 3 wounds. However, I did get another one through, so that night the guy did explode. When it exploded, it took out 1 of my Thunderwolves. Other than that, these guys made the charge into that squad, wiped him out. Those guys made the charge into that squad, wiped him out. The Land Speeders moved away from the Demon Prince, 1 immobilized. So he's sitting right there with 1 wound left. And he did good. They both shot at the Demon Prince and managed to do 2 wounds to it, which is good. So at the end of my turn, I did score Objective Hungry for Glory. I did score Objective 6, and because I killed 3 units in combat for Blood and Guts, I get D3 victory points for that. So 2. And I got Slay the Warlord. So that, I did not get Slay the Warlord. That's his Warlord right there. Which is away from everything on my board edge. Anyways, we'll go into Khorne Demonkin turn 3. So you have Assassinate, Blood and Guts.
And another challenge one.
So, Hungry for Glory, we'll be back at the end of Khorne Demonkin turn 3. At the end of Khorne Demonkin turn 3, his other Helldrake did come on the table, and he did manage to flame these, and actually, with the combined shooting of the guy, I know it's not painted, but he did spawn a skull cannon. With the combined shooting of that, he did manage to kill Khorne and 2 guys. This guy went to hover and flamed those guys and killed that guy, which killed 1 character. Khorne died, which was a 2nd character. And then over here, he made an 11-inch charge and managed to kill the character because he did challenge me. So he killed a 3rd character, which gave him D3 for Assassinate. And he did score Hungry for Glory because he did his objective, so...
Gotta do it on the Chaos Temple.
The Chaos Temple. 1.
I failed.
So, we'll go into Space Wolves turn 4. I have no cards. I scored everything last turn, so I got Secure Objective 6, which is right here, so I have to kill this guy. Secure Objective 3, which is right here. And Oath of Vengeance. Score 1 victory point at the end of your turn. If you have to choose a character. If that character dies, I get a victory point. He has to choose a character. And
yeah, my options are a bit limited.
yeah, so this is his only character.
With 1 wound.
He can choose another character that previously died, but I automatically get a victory point for that. So he's going to choose this character. So we'll be back at the end of Space Wolves turn 4. At the end of Space Wolves turn 4, what happened is these wolves stayed in the ruins just to quad the man to run the quad gun, not quad the man gun. Got 3 hits and then rolled 2 2s on his back armor, so that guy went unscathed. Another whiff over here. These guys assaulted, managed to only do 2 hull points to him, so he has 1 hull point left on that. Other than that, my knight, of course, assaulted the skull cannon, managed to do good. This guy moved flat out over here, so that scored me objective 3. I then, in this combat, finished off his guy. He did do 1 wound to me, so it got me Oath of Vengeance, and he was using the Axe of whatever thing, so that spawns a demon Bloodthirster when he dies. So that guy did turn into a Bloodthirster. He did try to go back here to contest his objective, however he did scatter right there. So that got me another point. So that puts me at 11-4.
Yep.
Going into Khorne Demonkin turn 4. What cards did you get, Chris?
I get 3 new ones. Secure 3.
Secure 3.
Overwhelming firepower. Maybe.
Possibly.
Kill an enemy character in a challenge.
So secure objective 3. So I do have characters left, and you can't challenge me. You can't challenge me still.
Well,
so,
not this turn, but in general.
Okay, so that will be that. We're going to be back at the end of Khorne Demonkin turn 4. And at the end of Khorne Demonkin turn 4, what essentially happened was this guy stayed in the hover mode because he was going over here to contest the objective and to flame this. This guy, and he vector striked those guys. This guy went into flying mode, vector strike that and flamed this, and this guy flew over here, vector strike that and did that, and those guys shot there and did that. Chris did absolutely no wounds at all. So with that said, Chris is going to call the game. Good game, Chris. That was a defeat for the Space Wolves with a bit of White Scar allies. We'll be back with the post-game show.
For the Space
Yeah, we'll go with
Oh, my apologies.
Defeat for the Space Wolves.
A victory. There we go. We'll be back with the post-game show. And 2 things. Number 1, we put our armies away. We forgot to do the army showcase. But you saw everything that was included in our armies in the post-game show. I mean, in the game. If you have any questions, please let us know. We'd be more than glad to know exactly what we got. I did not. And I also forgot to bring my Wolf Guard that game with the combi melters.
Wow.
But it's okay. So I just want to let you guys know we played on this beautiful mat. This is from GameMat.eu. The guy who makes these are awesome guy to deal with. These mats are beautiful. This is the... Ooh, I forget what it is. But it is basically a ruined cement platform. Looks like an altar. Hell on Earth, I think, is what this set is called. Actually, no, it's not.
No?
Hell on Earth is the lava set.
Oh.
Anyways, this is a beautiful mat, GameDat.eu. If you are in Canada or any other state, any other country except for the European Union, you can actually get these mats 21% off, and it's a fast shipping from FedEx. Other than that, the terrain was made by Adam at Greenleaf Terrain. That's Chris, but the terrain over here was made by Adam at Greenleaf Terrain, and the other stuff was GF9. But again, thank you guys for watching. Hey guys, thank you for watching that another battle report. It's Irvin and Chris here. The second game in the mini campaign we're doing in Chris's home for the holidays. That was a 2,000 point with a very interesting campaign and rules there. So what did you think about the game?
I got wrecked.
Yeah, sadly Chris did get wrecked. So the way when we were building a list, Chris said we don't know what each other's lists are going to be. We won't even know what each other's lists are when we're playing because we're only deploying 3 units at the beginning of each turn. So I said, you know what, I'll take my regular Space Wolves. I'll take Murderfang because, you know, Murderfang's going to get in this. He doesn't need a drop pod so he can assault. Of course, Murderfang didn't do anything. Like, that's what Murderfang does. Nothing. And I said, you know what, I'm going to grab a Super Heavy because I thought Chris was going to be taking a Super Heavy. So I grabbed the Night Lancer and I wanted to try White Scar. So I grabbed some of those. So, sadly, I thought Chris was going to be taking a lot of vehicles. So I'm like, the Grav Guns, even though they're good against vehicles, are not as good as they are against monstrous creatures. However, Chris decided that he was going to bring 3 flying monstrous creatures, and those Grav Guns wreaked havoc on him.
Yeah, they all did nothing.
Yeah,
no combat at all with the D-Thirst.
Yeah, his D-Thirster is no combat at all, and the one Demon Prince turned into a D-Thirster. Well, not just a regular Bloodthirster, and then it did nothing after that. But yeah, so that was the second campaign, which means we get to choose. I get to choose 2 options out of the next list, and Chris only gets to choose 1 for a 3,500 point game. And so it was a victory for the Space Wolves. Pretty good, pretty sweet game. I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you guys for watching the Spaceman Collective Battle Report. It's Irvin and Chris, and keep on wargaming.